Good morning and welcome to Fort Zeller Elementary School. This is your principal, Mr. Lynn, and I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. Today is Monday, May 17th, 2021, and it is a day 2. Now, before we kick off this wonderful day, I want to invite you, as I always do, to participate in the Mindful Minute. The Mindful Minute is a good way to get yourself settled and ready to go, to arrive on Monday, to let go of the weekend. And yes, right now I am sitting in State College, my hometown, and I'm in the woods, and I'm loving it. And I'm having a great weekend. But guess what? When it comes to Monday, I'm no longer in the weekend. Neither are you. And whether you have a great weekend or not, ultimately, this is a time to let it go. Same thing with the future. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or the day after. You don't even know what's going to happen 20 minutes from now. You may have a very good idea. Your teacher may even put up a schedule, but things can always change. You've seen that happen all the time. The only thing that we know for sure is the present moment, and it's a gift. Notice it. So at this moment, I want to invite you, before we start breathing, to just notice your environment. Look around. Notice everything. So let's use our eyes first. Focus on one thing that's interesting to you. Study it. Look at its shape or shapes. Study its shininess. Maybe it's not shiny. Maybe parts of it are shiny. Doesn't make a sound even. And speaking of sounds, use your ears and just pause. What do you hear? You know, at first I think I'm sitting in the quiet woods, but I hear a chipmunk, I believe, in the distance rustling through the leaves, and there's a chime here that's just kind of chiming due to the wind. And I hear countless birds. I even hear a woodpecker doing that. You see, even in a quiet environment, there might actually be a lot of sounds. What do you hear? Maybe you're in a loud environment. Think about what sounds there are that you still didn't notice until you paid attention. Then take a breath in. What do you smell? What is your sense of smell? What are you feeling with your sense of smell? You know, whether it's the freshness of the forest or for you, something different. And then with your skin, what do you notice with your sense of touch? Whether it's your clothing or the cool air, maybe warm air, wherever you are, what do you notice with your skin? Now I invite you to continue with the breathing by practicing any of the techniques that work for you, whether it's one that I've taught, one that you've taught me and I've then shared with everybody else, or perhaps you are trying to invent a brand new breathing technique that you plan to share with me. And hopefully, maybe, perhaps I might remember to go ahead and share it in the morning announcement. I'm going to use the Starfish Breathing because you know it's my favorite. Let's go ahead and begin. Take your first breath in through your nose. Soak in that air, and as you breathe out, allow your body to settle into your chair. Breathe in again, even more slowly, more deliberately, more intentional. And as you continue on, you'll notice that there's a place where you stop breathing before you begin to breathe out. And as you breathe out, give your shoulder permission, both shoulders, to relax along with your chest. Breathe in again, and if your mind wanders to anything else other than the blessings of what's going on here and now, be kind and compassionate and patient, and bring your attention back to the here and the now as you breathe out. Shine a spotlight in towards your body as you breathe in. Notice all 10 toes. Notice your feet even as they rest against the floor, holding it up. Breathe out and notice your heels and your ankles, your calves and your knees. Breathe out again. Notice the upper part of your legs, your lower back, and your upper back. And as you breathe out, notice how your shoulders relax. Notice how your chest just comes back down. Breathe in again. And notice your belly. Put a spotlight there. And as you breathe out, notice your arms, both elbows, both forearms, and your wrists. Breathe in and notice the palms of your hands and all 10 fingers. As you breathe out, notice too how your neck feels and how your head balances up top. As you breathe in, breathe out and consider what feelings you have, whether it's frustration or happiness, maybe excitement for the day. As you breathe in, be kind and compassionate and bring those emotions into your body. Sit with them with your heart. Allow those feelings as you breathe out to tell you what they need to tell you. And as you breathe in, listen to those feelings. And in due time, when those feelings have told you what they need to tell you, they will dissipate onto the next moment. Now, in a moment, you'll hear a bell or a chime. Listen to it as it gets quieter and quieter. And when you can't hear it anymore, you may then open your eyes and awaken to the world that is around you. Welcome to a new day right here at the Fort, where you are loved, where you are cared for, and where we want you to succeed. Now, whether you have a great day or not is ultimately your choice. So choose wisely, work at it, and enjoy the rewards. At this moment, please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You can go ahead and take a seat. I want to thank you for joining me in the Mindful Minute. It's always good to know that some of you guys are joining me. And if you didn't join me, remember, it's an open invitation. I would love to have you join me. So think about it for tomorrow. Now, before we move on, let's review what the 3 B's are today. Number 1, show that you're respectful to others as well as to yourself. Show that integrity. Prove that integrity to yourself, especially when no one's looking, whether you're using your iPad or it's something in the bathroom where there isn't a grown-up and maybe there aren't even fellow kids. What are you going to do? Do the right thing even when nobody else is looking. That's what respect looks like for yourself. And then also show that you're responsible. Responsible, again, with your iPad and airdropping and all of that good stuff. You want to do it responsibly. You want to do the right thing and not do things that you shouldn't be doing, right? You want to look out for other people and be a superhero in their lives. Remember, we all have a story we're going to tell tonight around the dinner table or to our friends at the end of the day. And we're either going to be heroes or villains. And I hope that you're going to be a hero in other people's lives. Make that decision and be a hero. I hope to be a hero in your life. Okay? And finally, show that you're ready. Ready for the day. Ready to have a good attitude. Ready to be ready. Ready to be respectful and responsible on the bus, right? And how we treat each other. How we sit in the cafeteria. Our volumes. All of that. Being ready to learn. And finally, in the month of May, we are spotlighting the character trait of patience. That is, being calm and doing the right thing and being patient, right? That means waiting so that the things that you want can actually happen. You got to give it some time to happen. And that's really hard, not just for kids, but also grown-ups. Sometimes we want what we want right now. Sometimes we have to wait. And sometimes it's worth waiting. And I'm sure that there are times in your story, in your life, where you have actually waited. And it was worth it. Because what you ended up with was amazing. So practice that patience. Show that perseverance. Because you do have to persevere through patience. You don't want to give up. And in the end, I think there are going to be some great things that you can enjoy. Now, last but not least, in case you haven't heard it from anybody, I want you to hear it from somebody who loves you, and that's me. I like you. I love you. I care about you, and I like you just the way you are. I hope that you're going to share that same message to other kids as well as grown-ups, substitutes, maybe at home. Yeah, even to your brothers and sisters if you got any. Go ahead and tell it to your dog. It's a challenge. I challenge you to find not just Mr. Lin. Don't just tell Mr. Lin. Go find other people and tell them you like them just the way they are. Have a great Monday, everybody. See you around.